What's up, guys? So today we're making a Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield specialty set, and even 151 rather, or yeah, Scarlet and Violet 151 specialty set market update video. I just include generations at the front just because it's kind of right at the end of, obviously it's not in Sun and Moon, but it's kind of like still a relevant set to look at. There still are some sales that happen. So this month we had one sale on TCG Player 559. When you look at the graph again, it's not going to be super accurate because there aren't a ton of sales. But when we look at maybe the 6 month, it does seem like it was selling more a few months ago. Now it's selling for a bit less. So Generations, the only sale this month, 559. Shining Legends up next. We can see this one's actually seemingly moving up. If we look at the 1 year chart, it was up over $300, came down to around 265. Currently, it's about 273 on TCG Player. But if you look at the most recent sales, April 24th, 308, almost 309. May 6th, we had two sales, one for almost 303 and one for 308 essentially. So it seems like it's back up to where it was over a year ago. It's 1 year high essentially. Dragon Majesty next set up as well. 1 month it would seem like it's going down, but again, not a super accurate graph. When you look at the most recent sales, May 6th, $400, and then May 17th we had one for 350. So that gives you a bit of an idea into Dragon Majesty. Finally, we'll move into sets that move a bit more. Hidden Fates, we have a fair amount of sales. It seems like it's moving up, 1 percentage point or so on TCG Player. Look at most recent sales, 177, 175, 175, all from May 17th, a few days ago. So maybe 2 or 3 percentage points up on the month. Next up, we have Champion's Path. Obviously not a fan favorite set, but still doing pretty well. Seems like it's up about 1 percentage point according to TCG Player. We look at the 6-month chart. It was up to around $120 and it's come down since then. If you look at most recent sales, it is hovering a little over that $100 mark. May 17th and 18th, 106, 100, and 104. So maybe a tiny bit higher. Well, pretty accurate actually. 104 on TCG Player is a pretty decent price for it. So yeah, it seems like it's about that 104, 105 range, something like that for now, which is up, 1 percentage point or whatever on the month. Shining Fates next up. 1 month graph, it is down apparently about half a percentage point or something like that, maybe even a bit less, quarter percentage point. It's been pretty flat basically the entire year. When you look at most recent sales, however, 47, 48, 48, these are all from, pretty recently, May 18th and May 20th. So it actually might be, up essentially, maybe a little bit, half a percentage point when you look at the overall pricing. When you look at recent sales instead of just taking the TCG price. So yeah, pretty flat though, maybe a tiny bit up based on sales, nothing too major. Next up, we have Celebrations. It looks like based on TCG Player data, it would be up, 0.5, not even half a percentage point, less than that. But when you look at most recent sales, $82, $72, and then $85. So seems like it's closer to that 82 mark than it would be. This 72 seems like a bit of an outlier to me. But yeah, TCG's Player is putting it at $77.50. It might be closer to 80, which when you look over the month would actually probably be up, close to half a percentage point at that point. And that would, let's see, 1 year chart. 86, 84 was kind of high on the year. So it looks like it's getting back to, based on sales, it looks like it's getting back to its 1 year high. Celebrations, that is. Next up, Pokemon Go, everyone's favorite set. This one does seem like it's up according to TCG Player on the month. Started out at 38, now sitting 40, 50. So yeah, half a percentage point or so. When you look at the 1 year graph, it is at a 1 year high. And when you look at most recent sales, again, $38, $40, and then some outlier at $23.01. I'm not sure, I'm not exactly sure how TCG Player works, whether that includes shipping all the time or not, but definitely an outlier price. It seems like it's sitting and trading around that $40 mark, which seems like it's, basically the 1 year high, other than this, 1 point in February. Next up, Crown Zenith. This is actually one of people's favorite sets. On the month, it would appear like it's down just a tiny, tiny bit. When you look at most recent sales, however, though, 44.32, 44.26, 44.50, and yeah, I mean, it's saying it's 43.69, so maybe a tiny bit above what TCG Player is saying. These are all from today as well, so this is a box that's trading a lot. That is a good sign. And obviously, massive reprint rather, towards the end of summer last year. Came down to the low 30s. People were buying them up. Again, I referenced this in a video yesterday. Danny Phantom had made a video talking about what is still at distro. There's a ton of Crown Zenith apparently still at distribution. So I don't think this price is going to explode anytime soon, but it's an amazing set, and I think long term it will do really well. It's not like a Shining Legend or Shining Fates rather, where it was reprinted, but it was an awful set that no one wanted, and that's why the price has just stagnated forever. Crown Zenith is, obviously been heavily reprinted, but it's a set people actually want to open, so you'll do well long term. It's going to be a slow grind though, but it is what it is. And then finally, we'll look at 151, and this is actually really surprising me. These Elite Trainer boxes from 151 are on the move. Started the month at $59 approximately. Now we're sitting at almost 64, so that is 0.8%, something like that. So definitely moving. When you look at most recent sales, again, May 20th, so yesterday, a few sales, 62.96, 62.96. So it seems like one seller probably has a few boxes at that price. But yeah, I mean, when you look at the 1 year graph, these things came out the gate hot, down to around $45. You could have bought in, probably even a bit lower than that if you have good deals. Now we're up to almost $65. So you could have made 50% on your money in the past, I don't know, basically this year essentially, based on if you bought in at around $45. So Scarlet Violet still moving. I imagine this is going to get reprinted again. We can go back and forth. None of us really know, but I'm kind of banking on there being a reprint, but it is what it is. 151 booster bundles are up next. Again, these things are pretty flat on the month. If you look at the 1 year chart, they really are starting to stabilize in this range. They're not going to really go any higher or any lower, especially if they're getting restocked. But funnily enough, when you look at the most recent sales, $41 and $45. So maybe we're going to see an uptick. Like maybe we're getting to that point where there isn't a ton out there on the market. Again, TCG Player is just one source, so I doubt it, but you never know. I had actually made a video talking about that I was going to sell my 151 booster bundles just because they were loose. I've actually sold all of them. I sent them off to Amazon FBA here in Canada. They sold for $70.25 a piece within like 24 hours. Basically, all 10 had sold, which to me was insane. Basically, after Amazon fees, it comes out to like 53. What was it? 53.24 or something like that, and then 25 cents for shipping costs to get them there in a box when I shipped everything together. So 53 bucks. I think I was in like $48 to them, so I'll make like over 10%. Which again, I paid way too much for them. Really, we can only find them at Walmart in Canada, and that was basically our retail price after tax. But yeah, I'm gonna make 10% of my money on those. I'll let you guys know if anything happens, like if some of the sales fall through or whatnot, but I doubt that'll happen. And if that does, I imagine they'll sell really fast. But it's nice. I made 10% on them. They're gone. I'll be able to put that money into something else, especially if reprints come and prices drop towards the end of the year. That was my goal, and I think I executed it well. And then finally, the UPCs, the 151 UPCs, these things have been climbing. Started the month around $105, now sitting at 111.47, almost 112 bucks. So yeah, up a few percentage points there. Most recent sales 112, and 119.99, so 120 bucks this morning. Insane growth. And if you look at the 1 year chart, these things obviously came out the gate hot, but they crashed once supply hit the market, down to around 94, 95 bucks. I know you could have bought these for like $90 at Walmart, so after tax like 95 bucks maybe, and now you're sitting around 120. So 25 bucks, that's pretty solid gains, like 20-30% on your money over the past basically since the start of the year essentially. So pretty good if you bought into 151. I'm sure you're doing well right now. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.